Member for Mildura.
Thank you, Acting Speaker, and I am more than happy to rise today to speak on the government business program, but of course a couple of shout-outs first. As the Manager of Opposition Business also did, a huge shout-out to the member for Pakenham, who hard-working committee and everyone that took part in the very first big freeze at Parliament yesterday. And the amount of money that was raised is incredible and an incredibly important cause. We also had our local big freeze at Mildura Sporting Precinct on the weekend, raising another $42,000 for FightMND, which was absolutely sensational. So well done. It was nice to see the Leader of the Nationals have a haircut for the occasion. So well done. And I did notice, because I noticed details, and the member for Gippsland East, of course, winning the fashions on the field, which should become more of a focus, perhaps, in future years. Speaking of Mildura Sporting Precinct, though, I do have to give a shout-out to the Minister at the table. It was about 30 seconds too late after my radio cross with Triple M yesterday. I had a message from the Minister telling me that Lenny Kravitz is coming to Mildura Sporting Precinct. You've got my mobile number, Minister. I'm sure you have, and if you haven't now, then that is an invitation to be harassed by me leading up to Lenny Kravitz and the NFL at the MCG next year. And it was Matthew Stafford's jersey that you had on yesterday. I noticed that that wasn't top of your mind, but yeah, I'm there with you. So, and if we could organise a meet and greet with Lenny Kravitz, that will sort me out until the end of days. I promise. The government business program, though, as the member for Evelyn did say, we are opposing the government business program this week, not out of routine, but out of deep concern for the democratic process and putting these bills before the House this week to the scrutiny that the Victorian people deserve. The Financial Management Legislation Amendment Bill, of course, is the first one up, and after 2 weeks sitting in PAYAC, financial management is perhaps something that, it was illustrated that this is something that perhaps those on the other side could take a course or several in. Of course, corrections, as has been spoken about earlier, will be an interesting bill, noting that all of my Nationals colleagues were very, very eager to speak on all bills this week, particularly the Roads and Ports Amendment Bill, which the Leader of the Nationals, of course, has a very strong interest in and is full of all sorts of figures, statistics, knowledge, because knowledge is power, of course, and knowledge of potholes and what other uses they could be used for. In fact, I've been using some on some of our highways as golf, well, eskies, yes, but also golf. There's a Mallee Links golf course down a few highways throughout the Mallee, so that'll be coming to my social media sometime soon, which should be lots of fun. Well, as the Shadow Minister for Road Safety would understand, that the road traffic on those highways sometimes is intermittent, and it is quite heavy sometimes, hence coming back to the government business program. It is one, again, as the Manager of Opposition Business has said, we are opposed this week, of course, again, because requesting to take these bills to consideration in detail, again being denied, and that does cause us great concern for the democratic process and for scrutiny, because that is our job in this House, to make sure that the legislation that is passed in this place is fit for purpose. And given that we've been denied that opportunity once again, it is only befitting that we do oppose the government business program again this week. But I am looking forward to the contributions from indeed the Leader of the Nationals is speaking on a couple of things, I believe, this week, and my colleagues to my left, who, as always, looking at the Speaker's list, Bill, it is the Nationals, of course, with broad shoulders and strong backs that are holding up those speaking lists and doing what we can to make sure that regional Victoria's voice is heard loud and clear.
Thank you.